Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore, and we are going to do Yang's bad endings this time. So we are going to start with the tragic bad ending, which we have to go to Chapter 5. Whoops. Chapter 5, and we're supposed to do High Affinity and High Wisdom, which seems awkward, but that's what we're doing. Okay, and then we'll go through and do all the other shorter ones. Well, we'll see how far we get. Unexpected. I don't know if we've read any of this. We did. Okay, so this is when we're on the boat. We skip all of our meanwhile stories. Whoops. Forgot that you have to do this. Okay, we skip that one. Yeah, okay, we did already read that. Okay. I'm just making sure, just for some reason. I would think the guide would tell me, but also the guide doesn't have where that fucking CG came from, unless it came from an IS, because this is kind of in the middle, maybe? Thank you for saving me. Thank you for saving me. Although confused, I thanked him. Knowing Yang's personality, he could have left me behind. But the reason why I'm alive is thanks to him. Yang looked at me, but didn't say anything in response. Okay. Were you scared? I spoke up quietly. Were you scared? He didn't seem to expect me to be awake and looked at me with a hint of surprise. I got up from the bed, choosing my words carefully as I spoke. Something very significant happened. I don't blame you for not being able to sleep. I mean, you are human after all. It's given him a little bit extra credit, I think. My voice was a whisper, and Yang looked back at me seriously. Suddenly, his expression softened. I've put you through unfortunate events. Sorry for involving you in our problems. You must have been scared. Oh. This was the first time that he ever expressed concern over my well-being. She's like, he's being nice to me. Something's wrong. We're gonna die. Yang lifted up an arm and put his warm hand on my cheek, and then slapped me. Look, it's the tragic bad ending, and if the normal ending was him dying, I'm not expecting this to go well. I'm fine. Actually, I really didn't have much time to feel scared. It all happened so quickly, and besides, you protected me. I didn't know what he found funny, but his lips curved into a smile. His fingertips moved to my chin. No matter what enemy appears, I will protect you. From now on, always. Oh, this is where we get the CG. Okay. Look at that. This is the CG we missed. Him just kissing us. I'm not going to complain about this. Before I knew it, our lips were touching. Okay, this doesn't feel like it's a tragic ending. But then again, maybe because it's like you start out with like high affinity. You should normally start out with low to get the bad ending. But I'm wondering if that's just because then, like maybe these little moments, like, oh my god, they're actually really nice and he's being sweet. And then they like rip your heart out more than the normal ending when he brutally dies or some shit. And then you're like, what? Wait, what? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. What is this? This wasn't our first kiss, but... Oh, and now we get flashback to the first CG. She's always got the goddamn wide eyes. Like, it's different from the other times. His lips tonight were unlike before. He was surprisingly gentle, which worries me. His hand on my chin was light enough that I could have pushed him away. Why? Is he so... His touch was so delicate, as if I were fragile. I almost believed he cared about me. I could feel my tension melting away. After a few small kisses, he unexpectedly pulled away. Yang? So, well, there you go. That's the missing CG. Answered that question. His fingertips sealed my words as he softly traced a finger over my lips. It's still cold. I saw something flash in the depths of his golden eyes. I'll warm you up. You just relax. Wait! He sat me down on the bed and kissed me once more. This man is dangerous, but I could hear alarms buzzing in my head. Maybe my mind was numb from the incident. or I was moved by affection. The situation swallowed me whole. I can't resist, because the way he touched me was so kind. Immediately, I lost all my senses. Wow, okay, the following morning, and we skip search, yep. Is he just kissing us? Because I feel like was chapter 5, I feel like this was not... I don't think we'd had sex with him before that. I thought it was after. So, like, after this. So it wouldn't have made sense for that to happen, because then when she was like, okay, fine, she wouldn't have, you know what I mean? It would have been, unless we don't get to that chapter, because it's different. Oh, we get to a different chapter 7. Chapter 7 is probably when it actually happens. You know what I mean? So, okay. So maybe in the tragic bad ending, we have sex with him way sooner than we did in the good ending. Which is tragic because I'm intrigued at what they're doing here. Yang, I remembered the night we spent at the inn and I couldn't help but blush. Okay, I don't know why we read those. Well, I guess it's because we spent that night at the... Okay, so yeah, we did do some shit. Oh, hi. Could Yang want to make the people in this town suffer? He's a person I couldn't possibly understand. Maybe he just enjoys seeing people suffer. If that's the case, then could I continue to be by his side? I felt anxious. I'm really curious how this is going to work. You know what I mean? Because like Dante's, we were in like a permanent coma. Nicola's, we were like a permanent toy that he dressed up. And like, this is like, what the hell is Yang going to do to us? Okay, this is when we were talking about Elena. If you're that insistent, I suppose I can look out for her as well. What? Really? Yes. Thank you, Yang. No need to thank me. Now hurry back. Yang beckoned me back, and I timidly returned to bed. He grabbed my wrist and pulled me under the blanket. I closed my eyes, and immediately my lips were sealed, and playtime began once more. Okay, yeah, so we did have some fun times in the inn, and we just had more fun time. Wow. Was it correct to go with Yang's idea? I still didn't know the answer, and days passed without any changes. So we literally get in bed with him way sooner in the tragic ending. Interesting. That day, I woke up earlier than usual and was reading a book while lying on my side. Reading again. He pulled my hips back from behind and I looked back at him. I didn't realize Yang had awoken already. Yes, the ending is sad, but I still like it. It's such a beautiful story. It's like, this is the like, oh, I see what you did there, game. The ending is sad, like you on the fucking fast lane to the tragic ending, bitch. Beautiful. It's a love story about a young couple born into opposing families. She's reading Romeo and Juliet. He committed suicide when he thought she was dead, and then she drank the poison to follow him. Oh, you know what? Obviously, actually, Romeo and Juliet. Look, it's like, they're from opposing family. Romeo and Juliet. And then you get to that description, you're like, absolutely Romeo and Juliet. You like this kind of thing? Yes, I think it's romantic. Yes, romantic. The two teenage children, like, get into this weird suicide pact. I mean, granted, back in the day, 13 was like 30, but, you know, still. Is that so? Weren't they only like 13 or 14 in the original? I don't remember. Come to think of it, in the story, when the lovers first met, they didn't know each other's names. I suddenly realized something. Hey, Yang? I don't know your full name. Would you tell me? Knowing Yang should be good enough. Shouldn't be an issue calling for me. That wasn't what I meant. I realized that Yang had no desire to answer me, and I felt unsatisfied. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. He showed no signs of understanding my feelings and casually got out of bed. I thought for a second she was going to go, we're like Romeo and Juliet. Oh, God, you are really hammering it hard, game. Like, this is bad. You win the bad ending. Like, if you didn't know when you got to that, you'd be like, Should I worry? Thanks, but no thanks. I desperately tried not to shake, and I was firm in my denial. Oh, how could you say such a thing under these circumstances? His mouth warped and his brows furrowed, clearly annoyed. Don't you realize that your life is dependent on how I feel? Even still, I won't say yes. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't anxious or scared, but I never wanted to say yes to Lee. Wow, yeah, we got a lot. The tragic ending is long because Chapter 7 is all new, and so is Chapter 8. I only scrolled down slightly under the guide just to see. I was like, do we get the ending after Chapter 7? No. So Chapter 7, all of this should all be new, because this is color, and I don't think we saw that. Nope, and then Chapter 8 is where we get the bad one, but still. We returned to the base a little early. Huh, some things... It was a slight feeling of discomfort. I couldn't express it in words, but something felt like it was different from usual. I looked over at Yang, and for a moment he looked like his usual self. But his gaze was sharp, as if he were facing an enemy. Yang senses something, too. Without being able to shake off the feeling, we stepped into the room, and there stood... You're late. What the fuck is Dante doing in my bedroom? Oh! Dante, really? The threesome? I didn't... Where's Nicola? Let's make it a four-way. What? Gross, no. I say these things like I can talk a good game, but the second it came down to absolutely, I'm totally fucking kidding. No, thank you. But I talk a good game. I put on a good show. That's for sure. But no, would not be. Anyway. Although it is intriguing. Yang, did you bring me Dante as a gift? I like this. I don't think you should be trading people, but I mean, I'll take him. Dante is my side piece? Okay. Falzone. Huh. Dante Falzone was sitting leisurely on a chair with his legs crossed. You can just imagine it in your head. You're like, this man's sexy as fuck. Come on. He smiled coldly and closed the book in his hand. Your taste in decor is terrible, but I don't mind Shakespeare. It helped to kill time. Your taste in decor is terrible. You know, that's just insulting because his taste in decor is from his homeland, and it's just rude to be insensitive like that. You know, he's doing it on purpose, but still. The Lao Shu men are weak. If I knew you'd be this easy to break apart, I would have done so earlier. Dante was clearly taunting him, but Yang didn't bat an eyelash. Finally, I realized why things felt unusual. It was too quiet. Despite the twins and some of the others being out, there should still have been some members at the base. But as we walked inside the building into the room, we hadn't encountered anyone. Maybe all of the men who were left here are all... Could you just imagine you walk in and you're like, huh, let's go grab a snack, and then you're just chilling in the other room with some wine, your fucking charcuterie board, like, whatever, blah, 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 and then you go to bed, and Dante's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've been here for 4 hours! You totally ruined it! You were supposed to come in, and I was gonna be like, ha 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 ha, Mr. Bond, we meet again, stroking a white cat. The cat ran away, I'm starving to death, God, you're rude. It's all planned out, and you fucked it up. I'm going to have you return her to me. Yang, you'll die here. You seriously think you can kill me? Yang spoke in a taunting way. He suddenly pulled the stuffed panda from the shelf and threw it forward as Dante raised his gun. Not my panda! A burst of cotton shot through the toy as it blocked Dante's field of vision. Oh, I mean, I get why you did it, Yang, but still my panda. Well, now we know where his desk is. It's back there, behind those doors. Silly tactic. But then Yang had already pulled me out of the room. Oh, by then, Yang had already pulled me out of the room. Fun. They're here! There was no one in the hallway earlier, but it was now filled with members of the Falzone. They must have been hiding in the other rooms. As soon as we came out, they began to shoot at us relentlessly. I see. They seem to be taking great care to not shoot at you. Yang muttered as he ran, completely unafraid of the bullets. What? Come to think of it, He's right. The only people shooting were those who could aim at Yang. Body shield. Yang picked me up and jumped back, crouching. If they couldn't aim at me, the window of where they could shoot was restricted. I could still shoot his head. But even so, evading gunfire in a narrow corridor had its limits. The bullets that Yang couldn't dodge were starting to graze him. Yang, you're bleeding! Right, I am. Yang showed no signs of pain. On the contrary, he gave a thin smirk. So, what to do? As soon as Yang muttered, we heard a voice from the entrance. Nicola? Well, it's others.
Gosh, why are there Foul Zone guys coming out of our home? Seems like they went crazy while we were at Lee's. It's fine, Lon. We'll just kill them all. That's it. You're right. As long as we're together, the Foul Zone's just a bump in our eye.
Is that a real expression? I was wondering that myself. I was like, okay.
I think so. Let's go, Faye. Yeah.
I do love the twins. Not as much as I love Leo. I always have to say that, but... Okay, as soon as Yang muttered, we heard a voice from the entrance. Could it be...
Yang! Sorry for the wait.
Yang and I had managed to avoid the shooting. The twins came running in. You two are safe.
Obviously. Who do you think we are?
They're no match for the two of us together. You can't do anything anymore. This is the end for you. I have no idea who's talking, so... A cold and quiet voice spoke. Sounds like Dante, but... Oh no, it's Orlok. Okay. I was like, could be Dante, but... Orlok. If they do I hate when they do that question mark. Like... I guess it's to, like, hold off the mystery for a little longer, but if you have the voice acting on, you'd know, right?
You disappeared and now you're siding with the Foul Zone? You're a traitor! Well, we always knew you couldn't be trusted. The church was acting really shady. Church is shady. Well...
Orlok silently gripped his dagger and lunged forward.
Lon, be careful! He's stronger than he looks.
Faye parried Orlok's dagger, but couldn't stop the momentum, and spun through the air before landing on his feet.
I'm good. Just watch me shine.
As Orlok moved toward Faye, Lon ran toward him and swung her weapon without hesitation. She was really close, but a Foul Zone member interrupted her with gunfire. Lon took a big jump back.
Gosh, they keep coming out! The Foul Zone are in the way!
She looks so pissed. Her pissed face is fucking adorable. Both of you, leave it there. Let's retreat.
What? We're gonna dump the base?
It's pointless to fight at a disadvantage.
If you say so, Yang. We'll find a way to make a run for it. Alright, see you later!
On Yang's orders, the two ran in opposite directions. Yang took me in another direction and we ran up the stairs. You're like, this leads to the roof and then... Oh, dead end. No. Yang, why are we going up? We'll be trapped. Nah, he gonna leap across to that fucking balcony. The Foul Zone were running up the stairs behind us. Once they catch up, there'll be nowhere else to go. Spacey, have you ever wished you could fly? Yeah, but I don't want to die. Huh? If I didn't have a guide, I'd be concerned he's going to throw my ass off a roof. Think he can fly and then we can't, and the tragic end is we both die. Or like, I can blink, that's it. Like, because he threw me off a roof. But we got a ways to go, so. You know. It was a sudden question. It was so out of place, my eyes grew wide. Answer me. I dreamed of it when I was a child, but... Yang's smile deepened. I had a bad feeling about this. Oh no. Don't tell me... I turned pale, but Yang ignored me and picked me up. He suddenly leapt from the floor. Oh. Ah! Okay. This is hilarious. This is a great CG. Okay, I lied when I that one we had and it was like, he's beaming. This he is actually beaming in. Look at that. Look at that fucking smile. That is amazing. That's great. My scream and Yang's laugh coincided. Yang jumped high and easily landed on the neighboring building. I mean, I knew he could do that, but isn't it fun to fly? This is great. Before I could catch my breath, Yang jumped again with me in his arms. This isn't flying! I couldn't even finish my sentence. I almost bit my tongue as I desperately gripped Yang's shoulders. I thought of falling before. Guess it's harder than that to die. Yang's talking about falling? I didn't even have time to reprimand him. This is fucking great. The CGs and the tragic ending are good, though. Yang jumped so nimbly that I couldn't believe he was able to carry me in the process. Okay, all the CGs are great in this game, but I enjoy these a lot. We leapt from building to building until finally we found ourselves far from the base. And Dante's men are like, dude, I'm not doing that. We descended the stairs and I could finally feel solid ground under my feet again. I thought I was going to... Perhaps from relief, my knees wouldn't stop shaking even after we reached the last step. Seeing this, Yang easily picked me up once more and ran through the alleyway. He chose routes that were mostly empty of people and moved quickly without hesitation. We finally approached a back alley that was especially devoid of people. I've been waiting for you. There stood Nicola Francesco waiting for us with a smile on his face. Oh, look, my other boy toy! Yang, you really shouldn't have. You got me another man to play with. This is just lovely. I love our man harem in this game. It's amazing. Behind him were the Foul Zone members in a line with their guns raised. Like, we jumped... Nicola, I'm gonna need you to give me a minute. I just got thrown across roofs, basically. I need a fucking second, bitch. And then... Elena! He brought Elena out from behind and held her up as she stood on shaky legs. You are... Oh, was she... still in the house? We hadn't brought her back to the church yet, right? Elena seemed weak and couldn't stand on her own. I heard she's a friend of yours. The Foul Zone's been observing you for quite some time. We even know who your friends are. You shady fucking son of a bitch. I love him so much. He's such a fucking shady bitch. He's like Dante, you're like, look, no matter how you'd like tortured Faye in that one part, and you're like, I don't believe it though, you're so fucking soft. Nicola, you're like, you're kind of a fucking bitch, but I love it. And Yang is like, really a fucking asshole. But like, you knew with Yang you were getting the trash husband, okay? You knew you were climbing into the fucking dumpster when we were going after him. We knew that. So like, everything he does, you're like, I mean, I knew he was trash, but I love him anyway, right? Trash is my treasure in this route. But like, Nicola's one of those, like, he looks all nice and sweet and adorable, and you're like, you're shady as fuck! You're almost shadier than Yang, because he doesn't pretend to be nice. He's literally just an asshole. You pretend to be nice, but you're a fucking asshole, and I love it! Like, I love it, you shady bastard! Not as much as I love Dita Torte. He's still my favorite, because, I mean, hello, he's glorious and wears a mask. My Phantom of the Casino's to my best boy. I don't know how that's gonna go and make me change my mind. You can't! Don't do it, game! We didn't change our mind about Yang. Anyway. Or Nicola. He's the only one whose tragic bad ending I was like, I might actually like this a little. This is weird. I shouldn't like it. It's painful and beautifully ugly. It's weird. Anyway. We knew she was also abducted by the Lao Shu, and has become Lee's plaything, but we killed Lee, so... That means the Foul Zone knew all along and allowed it to happen. I suppose it makes sense that the Mafia wouldn't go out of their way to protect us, but... It wasn't just Elena. I thought of all the girls who had lost their lives on that boat. The Foul Zone are so cold, which is actually really funny. They were like, you're awful! We're with Yang. That's the... I mean, I guess we know what awful is, because we're dating Yang, but... I used to think that the Foul Zone had faith in God, that they were dependable figures in the town. But I realized that I was just being naive. I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, you knew Yang was an asshole, and he doesn't pretend. He doesn't pretend to be anything. Like, I think, and like Dante and Nicola, in a way, do. Nicola most especially. He'll do whatever he has to. But like. And even, I guess even Dante's like, okay, we're gonna blow up this boat. Yeah, there's innocent people on it, but like, the ends justify the means. And, like, you can't really blame him for that, because you're like, huh, be sold into sex trafficking, or possibly if they die, that's unfortunate, but we could have taken Yang out, or we just don't do it, they go to sex trafficking, which is worse. I don't know. If I'm over here like, if I'm ever in that situation on a boat and your option is blow me up or just let me get sold, and please just blow me the fuck up. I don't want to live like that. So, I don't know. But it is just funny how you're dating the trashiest of the trash and you're calling these boys trash. I just love it. It's great. You're like, girl. But she knows. She's like, I know shady assholes when I see them. I'm dating one. This game is so much fun. I love it. Anyway. Elena, why is she with you? I don't blame you for being confused. I suppose I can give a little explanation. Elite'd been giving us information about the Lao Shu's operations. That's true, he did say that, didn't he? I forgot about that. So, just in case a situation like this occurred, I had her sent over to us beforehand. With that, he put a gun to Elena's head. Wow, Nicola, that's real cold. Please don't! I'd rather not add to the casualties, so come here, Spacey. If you do, this innocent girl won't be hurt, and you won't lose a friend. What? If I go over to them, I know that Yang will be showered with bullets. I thought I heard Yang sigh a little, and he lowered my body. Go. Please don't die. I can't do that. I can't do that. If I go, I know you're going to be killed. Yang gave me the gentlest smile like never before and stroked my cheeks. He is like, that's why this is going to be worse. Because in all the other bad endings, you know, it's like we do something wrong and he just fucking kills us. You know it's going to be like that. But like, same with like in the first one in Nicola's, right? You were like, no, I can't! And then he kills you and like, whatever, no big deal. But like, in this, it's like Yang is actually sweeter and more tender to you than he was even in his best route, which is what's going to make this hurt more. It's not like, oh, well, I mean, we never really got to fall in love. No, it's like, oh, we had that tender night after we got blown up in the boat, and then we've had sex multiple times since then. And he's like, it's okay, darling, I'll always love you. You're like, you were being so romantic and so beautiful and wonderful that when you die brutally in front of my eyes, it's gonna suck more. But we've already seen you die, so how are they really going to, like, punch you in the fucking chest with this one? It's gonna be like a stab in the chest and a punch in the face, and then they're gonna twist that fucking knife, and then while you're down, kick you in the gut. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm not looking forward to it. Anyway. Nothing will change, even if the Foul Zone takes you right now. I'll go to fetch you immediately. You belong to me, after all. Yang, be a good girl and wait for me. Got it? After making up my mind, I looked Nicola Francesca in the eye. I'll go to you quietly. So please, don't hurt Yang. Yang? Don't hurt him? He repeated my words, confused. He looked like he had absolutely no idea why I'd say such things. If you ask so insistently, I guess I can consider it. Nicholas has, like, losing words here. Please. Nicholas, like, why the fuck? Wait, what? He stared at me for a little while, and then let out a sigh. Fine. If Yang won't do anything, then I won't use this gun. I swear on those beautiful eyes of yours. Don't try to flatter me now. I'm fucking Yang. Okay? Even though, you know, you could flatter the skirt off me. Whatever. I love him. He's such a sweet talker. Like, he's such a sweet talker. Shady. But I had no choice but to trust him. I slowly walked over to the Foul Zone's side. He's like, I won't use this gun. Doesn't mean all the people behind me won't. Welcome. When I was in front of him, he let go of Elena and grabbed my hand instead. Losing her support, Elena crumpled to the floor. I tried to reach out to Elena. Just then, gunfire rang. What? I turned around and saw Yang's clothes gradually turn red. Behind Yang stood Dante Falzone holding a gun. Look, Dante! I love you, but you can't kill my boyfriend! This is payback for the good ending, where he got killed. Look, I'm sorry. I love you, and I was disappointed that Yang killed you, but there's no excuse to kill him. There's no fighting in the man harem. Stop killing each other. It hurts my feelings. When did he get there? No, you promised! At my protest, he smiled with a cool face. I told you he was going to be fucking shady, this bitch. I said I wouldn't shoot. He did say he wouldn't use his gun. He didn't mention anyone else wouldn't. I knew it. I shouldn't have trusted him! I glared at his jade eyes, but his expression remained unchanged. Yang smiled aggressively as he held his wound. I'll lend her to you for now. Make sure to treat her well. I'll be going home for the day. With that, he leapt up and out of sight. He disappeared so quickly I could hardly believe that he was injured. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take more than that to take him down, but... Don't let him get away! After him! If we don't get the head, the Lao Shu still lives. Ha! I'm sorry, what? On Dante Falzone's orders, his subordinates rushed after Yang. Dante won't kill us. Nicola absolutely would. Hold on. Meanwhile story, outcome. We'll read that and then we'll come back. Obviously. We're gonna come back. Oh, now we're right back here. Okay. Yeah, we attacked as planned. And Yang? According to my report, we haven't found Yang's body yet. Quick as always. He got away. But leave this case to us. I've already taken the necessary steps. If you're gonna crush the Lao Shu, I won't complain. Let's see what the Falzones are made of. Interesting. Anyway. Well then, let's go. I'll take your friend with us, so don't worry, okay? And so, Elena and I were taken away from that location. A few days had passed since I had been brought to the Falzone mansion. The Falzones seemed to be committed to having me in their custody. They gave me a grand room, nice clothes, and plenty of food. They were taking good care of me. But I simply couldn't trust the Falzone family. And besides, who am I to the Falzone? Why have they taken me into their custody? Why are they doing so much? I feel like this is literally like the beginning of Dante's route. We just made a fucking loop. They've left me alone since my arrival. No matter how much I asked for an explanation, they never responded. Oh, don't be Leo. Come in. Although my room was locked, I was sure they had a spare key. There'd be no point in fighting this. I got up to open the door. No, it's Dante. I was like, please don't be Leo, because then we're going to be mean to him. And it's like, I don't want her to be mean to Leo. He doesn't deserve it. I heard you haven't been eating. Yes? What's your fucking point? You may not like me. You may not like the Lao Shu, but don't ever miss a meal. Even more so if you desire the strength to escape from here. And force yourself if you must. I remember Yang saying something similar, but I still can't get myself to eat. I looked up with sadness, and he stood there, silently staring at me. Bewildered, it's Dante, like, I'm fucking bewildered that this bitch won't eat. Really, it's gonna go back. How was she? Did she eat? Nicola asked with gentle concern, and I shook my head. No. Is she always like that? Yes, ever since she arrived. We couldn't tell why she had shut everyone out, and we didn't know what to do. It was supposed to be... Okay, I'm not sure if that was all Orlok or we couldn't tell why she shut everyone out was supposed to be Dante's internal monologue. Whatever. Perhaps she's upset with us for using her friend to bring her here. Even so, why is she that upset? Could it be she truly fell in love with Yang? It's possible. They're like, damn, this girl falls in love easy. Pretty much. We were raised in a church! I'm just saying. There was a shortage of hot dudes at the church, and now we're in the mafia, and there's just hot men around me all over the place, and I can't handle it. Mama's thirsty, alright? When I saw her at the Lao Shu's base, she didn't seem to hate Yang. I think Yang's a scumbag, but for a girl like her, from her background, I wouldn't blame her for falling for a dangerous man like Yang. I mean, we felt for you, you shady fucking bitch. I love him so much. Every time I'm like, you shady bitch. I love But he is a shady bitch. The man was able to escape without any critical injuries. He's not only dangerous, he's a monster. I spoke coldly and looked at Orlok once again. We've dealt a devastating blow to the Lao Shu, and that's a fact. However, we must kill Yang or we've not defeated the Lao Shu. We appreciate the useful information you've provided. Please keep us updated.
Yes, I'll continue to cooperate with the Foul Zone.
Orlok gave a light nod. As he turned to leave, his coat billowed behind him. Look how Dante just noticed that his coat billowed behind him, and it was quite sexy. Strange detail for Dante to notice, all I'm saying. He's very physically capable for someone who works as an informant. Who is he?
Once we clean up the Lao Shu, I plan on looking further into his background.
I investigate all the informants that come in and out of here. They come in and out of here. Supposed to be a comment. In and out of here. Of course, he isn't an exception. I found nothing when I looked into him before, but if you're worried, I can search again. No, our priority is Yang. I'm sure we'll make a move soon. After some thought, Nicola muttered, I wonder if he'd come to save her. I'm sure he won't. However, he will have business at the Falzone Manor. I'm going to give orders to lessen security. Anyway, I looked up with sadness, and he stood there, silently staring at me. His eyes were ice cold, and I couldn't sense any kind of emotion. No, he's like an emotional fucking storm on the inside. He's so good with his, like, his face is like a stone, but inside it's just this swirling sea. Like, you won't eat, it hurts. He's a fucking marshmallow. What happened to Yang? And where's Elena? Yeah, Elena too, but also Yang. I can't tell you about him, but I will answer about your friend. I had her hospitalized. Due to the amount of drugs in her system, she may not survive. I see. I felt my heart go heavy. I looked out the window at the night sky. I thought about Yang, Lon, Faye, and Elena. I'm sure Yang will be alright. Lon and Faye too. Despite their appearance, they seem quite capable. Elena, I wonder how she's doing. Whenever I thought of Elena, I naturally remembered that time in Veleno. There must have been many casualties on the Falzone side during the shootout. And I know many men from the Lao Shu have lost their lives. Though they were scary and rough with their words, we shared many meals together. I couldn't say they were good people, but I had mixed feelings about their deaths. Whoops, I always hit the wrong thing. Tools. You're a tool! This is Dante's torture basement, but I wonder who it's supposed to be, so. It was shortly before the night veil was lowered. Okay, it's like,
damn it. Thought it'd be easier to make a run for it. It's all Orlok's fault. We shouldn't have trusted him. He won't get away with this.
We're at a disadvantage, but it's not all that bad.
Yeah, the Falzone's trying to get information out of us.
Oh, they're in the torture dungeon! Oh, no.
That must mean Yang's still alive, huh?
Yeah, as long as Yang's alive, we'll never talk. We won't give in to any torture.
That's the spirit, Faye. We'll survive this.
In that case, I'd rather you two get out of this bind on your own, then. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be, if it's Lon or Faye's supposed to be perspective, you know what I mean? But the guards standing at the entrance to the underground chambers crumpled to the floor. I'm going to assume it's Faye.
Yang! You came to save us?
I didn't think you'd come all the way here. To save you, I guess, to a point. You're a valuable force. I've come to pick you up. You're my weapons, aren't you? To be used until you die. So fulfill your role. I guess I should have realized with being called tools, huh?
Yeah, of course!
So what are we gonna do, Yang? First, let's thank the Falzones for underestimating us. We'll gather all our remaining men. Once we get out of here, you two head for our spare hideout.
Leave it to us. But before that, might as well.
Let's make a commotion in the manor before escaping. They leave me here, and it's like, oh. I was about to sigh once more. That's our about to sigh once more. But suddenly I heard a loud commotion. What? I wonder what happened. They broke out of the cell! Where's the guard? There was a noise coming from the hallway. Were they holding someone in a cell? Could it be? Just when I thought that much.
Hey, this way!
Oh! I heard a familiar voice outside and ran out to the balcony. Oh. Hey, this way. It was... Oh my god. Tragic ending. Most beautiful fucking CG. Look at him. Look at this most beautifully precious, charming fucking CG of him. Like, look at him. Look at his goddamn face. It's just so, like, soft and precious. The music doesn't help. But, like, you don't think of him like, oh, you're evil and you're gonna stab. No. He just looks like soft, sweet, innocent. A little unique, that's all. Doesn't look dangerous. He doesn't look dangerous at all. I'm tilting my head because I just want to get, like... He looks so soft and gentle! This tragic ending's gonna kill me, isn't it? It's gonna fucking kill me because, like... How the fuck do you have, like, these beautiful CGs and all these touching moments, and then you're like, you're gonna rip my fucking heart out. Even though, I mean, we saw him die in the normal ending, so this is gonna be worse. I just don't know how they're gonna do it, but... Yang! Seeing him for the first time in days, I felt my heart swell. Wait, was that noise because... And the twins are playing around in the hallway. They're safe. I'm so glad. Ain't you worried about them in this situation? I guess that makes you you. I stared at Yang. I know, I'm trying really hard to stare at him too, but I gotta keep, like, reading. What is it, Spacey? I believed in you. That you'd be safe. That you'd come for me! But no. That you'd be safe. Obviously. There was no way I'd die there. You're right. But still, I was scared. You were that worried about me? Yes, that's right. You were all I could think about. Hearing my confession, Yang smiled slightly. As much as I want to say I came to get you, tonight I've only come to see your face. What? I thought he came to rescue me. My eyes grew wide in surprise, but that's still romantic! I can't take you right now, but I just wanted to see you before. Aww! Somebody's gonna die! It's gonna be us, isn't it? We're the one that's gonna die. Because the after story and the tragic ending is always their perspective, so it's gonna be like Dante sad over us, Nicola being like, I know she's just a doll and she's caving for me. It's gonna be him, like, sad about us dying. It doesn't hurt me as much when we die. Okay, Dante's will be like, oh, I feel bad for Dante, but... Most of my men died, but the others who previously infiltrated different groups still remain. I'm gonna gather my survivors and take out the Fell Zone. Yang was squinting with a hint of glee. Taking you now will only invite the pursuit of more of Fell Zone's men. Taking you now will only invite the pursuit of more of Fell Zone's men. I don't know why I couldn't read that. It's pointless to fight them unless I'm able to take the... Oh my god, I cannot read today. It's pointless to fight them unless I'm able to take the Fell Zone down at once. So when I have everything prepared, I'll come and get you. So, you really only came to see my face? Yeah. After going through all this, sneaking into the Fell Zone Manor? And to bail out Faye and Lon. But if they find you... It's dangerous. I'm aware of that. But even then, I chose to come see you. I know, that's so romantic! You chose you could almost die, but you're gonna come back from... It's so cute! You're like, it hurts because you're gonna leave me, but it's beautiful that you're gonna come back. You just came just to see me. How is he, like, so much more fucking romantic than you expected in the tragic ending? Again, it's just to make the fucking end hurt more. Yang... And the guards and their walls. I flew over them with love's light wings. I was surprised to hear the familiar verse, and Yang spoke with a mean smirk. You like these things, don't you? I remember telling him about this when I was reading that book, of a young girl in love and the young man who came to see her. He remembered what I said in passing and came all the way here to do this. He's such a good trash man, though. You know what? In the tragic ending, we can't call him trash anymore. We can't. His kind gesture touched me, and I was so happy. My eyes welled up with tears. I know. Like, this is the most beautiful thing ever. The story is a tragic ending. You shouldn't copy it. Too late. That was the only thing I could think to say. I won't be drinking poison. Yang reached out to my cheek. Oh! And they show that! I was like, it's too bad they're not going to show that in the CG. It's not really like the CG, it's just... But you still get to see his beautiful face right above it. I don't mind women's tears, but now isn't the time to cry, or I'll forget my plan and take you. Yang, wait a little longer. I promise I'll come for you. His eyes shone like the moon as he looked at me. I closed my eyes and accepted him. It was just a light kiss, a vow. Yang came all the way here just to show me his face, so that I could relax. That alone filled me with happiness. I know it kind of hurts my heart a little. Oh, his gentle warmth suddenly left me, and I surprisingly longed for more. I don't know why that was, like, throwing me off. Yang? What is it? He looked at me with eyes like the moon and seemed to see through my confusion. When I feel your touch like this, it puts me at ease. I find it strange myself. I thought I didn't like it before. But sleeping on my own here, I feel lonely. I've been thinking about you every night. I see. It's the same with me. And nights without you are boring. Really? Do you doubt me? That's because it's like a dream, that you'd think of me that way. His eyes thinned and his lips moved slightly. I felt my heart pounding and I looked him in the eye. Yang, Say no more. He gave me a sweet kiss as if to seal my mouth shut. I closed my eyes and surrendered to what he would give me. I couldn't wait for the day he returned. Oh my god, okay. I hate this because this is so, you're like, this is so much more romantic and there is so much more, and then we got diabetes. And something terrible is gonna happen and you know it. That's what makes it worse. You're like, this is the tragic ending. But it's so much more romantic and sweet than any other one. Holy fuck. Game. Oh my god. Please keep him safe, and let him rescue me soon. I wished upon the stars. I do not like that this chapter is titled Scarlet Bloom, because someone is gonna die. That's exactly what it is, Scarlet Bloom. You know, where you're like, oh, that's like a right nice metaphorical way to say blood seeping all over me. Because Yang came to visit me, I welcomed the morning with a little different outlook. Now that I had hope, my life wasn't as painful as before. I spent every day thinking of Yang. Alright. One afternoon, a few days later, Dante Falzone visited my room once again. You seem to be eating well lately. Yes. And the person who cooks the meals was pleased. Oh, that's true. We gotta make Julia happy. And we don't want you to endure pain here. If you wish, I can return you to the church. Despite his offer, I couldn't let my guard down. To me, the Falzone was the fearsome mafia. They were people I mustn't trust, but like Dante's the most trustworthy fucking person. Next to Leo. Look at his sad face. Seeing my vigilant expression, Dante looked troubled and fell silent. The weather's become quite cold. If you need a change of clothes or a blanket, be sure to tell the maid. If you'd like dinner, I can tell the kitchen. Was there something in particular you wanted? No, nothing. You've been treating me to luxurious meals that I don't deserve. Or does the Falzone family always have such a feast? And these days, perhaps we've been preparing more special meals. We want you to be happy. Then let me go back to Yang. No. Well, then I'm not going to be happy. In any case, did you have sufficient meals at the Lao Shu's? Why would he ask such a thing? Wait, does he actually care? Of course he does, he's Dante! The food at the Lao Shu's was different from Berlone's dishes, but it was delicious. I see. I find it strange that the boss of the Falzone would care about such things. I don't know what you think about the Falzone, but we don't mean to exterminate the Lao Shu for our own entertainment. However, as long as the Lao Shu harms Berlone, we have to kill them all. That's it. As long as they harm Berlone. It was well known that the Mafia truly cared about saving face. It sounds like if the Lao Shu decide to back off, he's willing to let them slide. I tested him. Maybe Yang's already left town. If that's true, it's fine. As long as he never steps into Berlone again. You won't go after him? It's not my concern what happens outside this town. Despite our reputation, there are far more things to do than devote time and manpower to taking down the Lao Shu. Having heard what the boss of the Falzone had to say, I thought about it. Alright, we can go a little bit longer. Just had to check time. A week had passed since Yang came to see me. I spent my days hopeful that the time had finally come when he was ready. Come to think of it, when we first met, Yang was looking up at the stars. As I reminisced about the night we met, I heard a pebble hitting the window. That's exactly what I thought it was. It's like someone chucking rocks at my window. Surprised, I turned to see a shadowy figure. He's standing outside the window chucking pebbles at it. You're like, you could just walk over and knock. I rushed to the balcony to welcome him in. And we get the same CG again. I'm not actually disappointed. I'm glad we get to see this one again. Yang, you're safe. Naturally. You seem to be waiting like a good girl. I know, but I wanted to see you so badly. All I could think of was you. Me too. And there wasn't a moment I forgot about you. I'm sorry to have you wait. Just a little longer. Then, yes, everything is prepared. We'll strike early morning 2 days from now. Well, it's still bright? Falzone goes to church every week. You've seen them, haven't you? Oh, come to think of it, Wednesday morning... The Falzone struck while I was gone the other day. And this is revenge. I'm gonna strike when Falzone's gone as well. Yang looked like he was having fun, but I could only worry about him. But Yang, I think you also have the option of giving up Berlone. What are you saying? The Falzone said as long as the Lao Shu is after the town, they have to kill everyone. But they won't interfere with what happens outside of town. So if you leave Berlone, no one will be killed. Faye, Lon, and of course, you as well. Don't worry about me. I'm just happy you came again. So, don't be foolish. You're mine. If they take what's mine, I'll get it back. It's only natural. Yang, don't give me that look. I told you. Just a while longer. You're a good woman. I'd rather not have you here with them too long. Who knows when Falzone or Francesca will make a move on you. Seeing that I still felt anxious, Yang's eyes narrowed longingly. Yang's fingertips softly touched my cheek, and he gently stroked it with affection. He lost a little weight. Well, I'm not that hungry. But I'm trying my best to eat, because you told me to before. I see. Did the Falzone do anything to you? Like I would tell you, because then you won't come and get me. I'm just kidding. Nothing. Rather, they're treating me like glass. These people, they don't understand why I'm worried about your safety. Maybe the Falzones don't have the heart to understand what it means to cherish someone. I see. But if you think about it, I didn't have a heart either. You're the one who taught me this warmth. Yang slowly approached my face, and I silently closed my eyes. Our lips touched, conveying his heat. I wished with all my heart to be intoxicated by this bliss forever. Oh, it's gonna go so wrong! God, he's gorgeous in this CG. Regrettably, I must go back now. Right. Before you get caught, please, stay safe. Looking up at him, all I could think was, I wanted to be with him forever. No words are needed. Yang gave a confident smile and looked at me with eyes full of passion. This hurts so bad because I just want them to, like, escape and run away into the night! And you're like, someone's gonna die and it's gonna be terrible. Nights without you are long. We just need patience. Both you and myself. Oh god. Alright, Meemaw's story, just. We're almost to the bad ending, but I don't think we'll get to it in this part because we only have like a few minutes. So we'll do this, we'll finish the chapter, and then, because we know we're going to have to do another part for all the rest of the bad ending, so. Oh, this is Yang. I left Falche and entered Krita. I walked down the bustling streets, eating the meat I bought from the food stall.
Hey, you! Wanna come and play?
Not bad.
Really? They come this way.
I'm not in the mood tonight. I'll drop by sometime soon.
What?
I left the foolish woman and continued. The street lamps in Krita were so bright that the stars looked rather dim. I can likely play a while longer. For now, I'll simply go with the flow. Until I got bored, and this would be my stage. Interesting. Yang turned his back and jumped off the balcony without a sound, melting into the darkness. I stood on the balcony and watched him until I could see him no more. It's kind of... That whole thing is very... curious. Curious. Maybe we'll go a little bit longer. We'll see how long the scene lasts, because we only got a few minutes, but... 2 days later, Wednesday morning arrived, and Dante Falzone seemed to head out to church as usual. It's weird because it's like, it was called Jest, and then he's like, this place is going to be my stage, blah, blah. Are you fucking with me? Because you think I'm going to, like, I'm just very concerned about how this is going, so, I don't know. If there are no changes to their plans, Yang should be attacking soon. I was nervous in my room, when suddenly there was a commotion at the entrance. It started, but all I could do was just pray for Yang's safety and wait in the room. It felt like an eternity. Yang! Sorry for the wait. I ran to Yang, reaching out to hug him tightly. I'm so glad you're safe. I couldn't help but tear up, and Yang gave me a gentle smile. It's like, please don't be fucking with me, because that would hurt. He grabbed his chin? He grabbed my chin, giving me a rough, hungry kiss. Let's go. Okay. He held my hand tightly and pulled us as we ran out of the room. This is where shit's gonna go down. I'm gonna cockblock you. We're gonna stop here, even though we have a couple minutes left. Because I have a feeling, I don't know, like the end could be like, it could be 5 minutes, it could be like 20 minutes, who knows. We still have a bunch of other bad endings, and then we still have the after story, so. But I don't want to like start going, we only have like a minute or two, and go like, okay, and then it's like 10 minutes later, and then it's the total ending, it's like. So we gotta do our best to try to cut it and hope we don't have too much left. I don't know, so. Anyway, we'll finish hopefully all the bad endings in the next part, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.